Hello, everybody. This is Todd with Rise Up News. It is Wednesday, the day after the election, historic election, and we still don't know who the president is. Now, if you were following along last night like I was, it was pretty clear to me that Trump had won Pennsylvania and he'd won Michigan and he'd won several of these states. Now, what the Democrats have done is they have literally stopped doing the ballot counting, and there is now report of widespread voter fraud taking place all over the country. There is widespread voter fraud taking place in Arizona and some of the other key states. So I think what we're going to have here is about 70 some odd days of hell leading up to the actual inauguration. Now Trump's got his lawyers. They've all got their lawyers. They're all going to be fighting. We may even see this go to the Supreme Court. It's really hard to say at this point, but it is a clear-cut case of voter fraud that is happening. Now let's be clear. Joe Biden with his laptops and everything like that, Joe Biden is a crook, is a complete criminal. His son is a pedophile. If you've seen any of the footage of Joe Biden with children, it's clear to me that the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. This guy's taken money from Russia. He's taken money from the Ukraine. His son is on video having sex with 10-year-old Chinese girls. Look it up. All the mainstream media outlets have been given this information and they refuse to report on it. Twitter and Facebook, Google, all these guys are censoring heavily. I know you all have been censored. I myself last night was being censored, and I was actually watching Twitter last night censoring the president in real time. So what's going to happen here in the next few weeks, God only knows. But I do know this. Trump won the election last night. The numbers were in. The numbers were there. He was this close to winning Pennsylvania with the current trends that they had of him leading, and they stopped doing the ballot count. Now, all of a sudden, what's going to happen, and you can mark my word, is that they're going to start finding ballots all over the place. They're going to find out if they need 200,000, they're going to find 100 or like 230,000 ballots with the Democrat name on it. There's clear-cut case of voter fraud. We know who these people are. These people are scum. What's going to happen if there is a Biden election? Well, things in Canada, I'm afraid to say, are going to get pretty damn terrible, as if they aren't already. We already know that our government is getting ready to build quarantine camps if they haven't built them already. They're trying to get you all to submit with masks. They're trying to get you all to submit with the social distancing and giving up Christmas and giving up Halloween and giving up your birthdays and all these things. We need to stop listening to our government. We need to stop listening to these crooks like Justin Trudeau and, yeah, Doug Ford. And you know what? I say that. I voted for the guy. I thought maybe Doug Ford was going to be a little bit different, but who else did you have to vote for? A pedophile pusher like Kathleen Wynne? I wasn't going to do that. So I went with my gut and I went with Doug Ford, and it was a bad call. But who do we vote for in this country? We've got Randy Hillier out there. He's at the parliament. He's asking government about quarantine camps, and they're not denying it. So they're building it, folks. We can already see what's going on in New Zealand. In New Zealand, they're already telling people that if they do not get tested, they're going to quarantine camp and they're getting forcibly inoculated. They're already arresting people in Australia. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to happen here. We need all Canadians to hit the street. We need to be vigilant. We need to be ready. We need to be looking out for our neighbors. And in my opinion, you all need long-term storable food. You need to start getting yourself ready by getting long-term storable food, and you need an action plan. You need to start getting together with neighbors, friends, families, people who are like-minded with you. They're going to try and come and take us out one at a time. That's the game plan. But if we stick together, we're as you know, a bundle of sticks is much stronger when they're together. So I don't know what the next little while is going to have in store. It's really crazy times to be alive, but it's also exciting, incredible times to be alive. I don't want to be this bearer of bad news, and I don't want to be pushing all this negativity or anything like that, but I am a realist, and I do know what I see is historically significant. There are similar things that happen in the world that are historically significant to what is happening now. The Democrats are hardcore crooks. They're hardcore pedophiles. They are the ones behind the child abductions and all the children going missing. We all know about the adrenochrome. We know about it, right? We all know about it. So what can we do? We need to keep posting. We need to keep hitting hard. We might even need to find different platforms to push our message on, because obviously Facebook, Twitter, it's all heavily censored. And you know what? As much as I like Donald Trump, you dropped the ball on not taking care of all these bastards like Dorsey, like Zuckerberg, and all these pieces of shit who have been censoring. And you think it's getting bad. Once you lose freedom of speech, we will have lost everything. So everybody, I don't know what's going to happen in the next few weeks, but I can tell you right now that the uncertainty, it's crazy. We in Canada, whether you realize it or not, we need Trump. We need him in office because he's about the only thing standing between us and full-on totalitarianism, fascism, whatever you want to call it, the socialist, communist nightmare takeover being spearheaded by the EU. They've already got troops on the streets with blue helmets under the guise of the UN in different parts of Australia. I believe the article I was reading was Australia or New Zealand, and the UK. So it's coming here whether you like it or not. So it's time to start speaking up. It's time to stop wearing these damn masks. It's time to stop being so damn submissive, and it's time to remember where you came from. I'm Todd. This is RU News, and I am sick of this shit.